Yeah, and then I'll just I made some notes in your book, so I'll just go to my favorite line, which I liked, which is something people who watch Telugu cinema always have to explain to people, right?
I know what
Which
you mean.
also comes in the blurb of the book. The blurb is basically what comes when you read the book, like the teaser. Like, why are people flying? How is the hero able to punch one guy and 30 people? And as you grow older, you are like, are you stupid? Don't you understand that it's like, are we still discussing these kind of things? And he puts it in a very nice way, where he says that Telugu cinema have moved beyond that. Like, they say that art imitates life, but here art exaggerates life. So he says, look, I know what life is. Can you show me what is beyond that? I'm doing a very bad job. I've noted it down. I can't find it. But do you remember the exact words of what you're saying? Okay, I got it. This way of using images subverts the idea that art should imitate life. Why should art imitate life, dude? And if art is always imitating life, why do you need art? I can just go back to my life, right? I like that. These techniques focus on the idea that art exaggerates life, and the audience is sensible enough to know that. Right? Patal Bhairavi didn't just give the Telugu audience its first folk hero, it gave rise to the idea that all heroes are essentially folk heroes. Right? It throws a challenge at the actor succeeding NTR that the audiences already know life. Can you take them beyond it? It was well written.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, I'm so
And
glad
that's
you
what
pointed it out.
exactly what the Telugu heroes did also.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for because I actually took a lot of effort to write that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's so weird. This is one of those times I'm like, this is why I read that 66th chorus. Because that still now, I'm sure people have read it and they'll be like, I don't
Yeah.
But I feel like you point out that one thing that actually took me a lot of effort to articulate it. Because I feel like I'm trying to make a point, but I don't want to sound apologetic. I don't want to sound like I'm justifying it. I want to sound like I'm celebrating it.
Correct.
Right? So it broke a lot within me to be comfortable. To be like, hey, amma, idera, just to get that sense of that tone out, that courage out to write it like that.
Yeah.
So thanks for pointing it out.
Yeah.
But just to extend that argument, because I know you've read it, but so if someone hasn't read it, the point I'm trying to say is that so not every, but most film industries, they come from theater, books, and then cinema. Right? So there's this weird stage where there's books is a big stage that precedes cinema. Whereas I think the argument I make in the book, using my grandmother and the kind of folk stories that she told me, is that Telugu cinema missed the literature jump. It pretty much directly went from folk stories to cinema. So that means whatever someone would tell is like the kind of stories a grandmother would tell or someone the village performer would tell. That's the stories you're still telling now. So when that village performer or your grandmother is telling one story about you're not questioning it, you're understanding why it is being literally told to a live audience, right? You're trying to tell it to a kid who's swatting mosquitoes. You're trying to tell it to a distracted mind, right? And then I feel like, that is what the childish nature, and that's the way, place in which this comes, and that's where I say